Welcome everyone to Essential Erin Intuitive's Halloween treat. I'm going to use a novelty deck based on one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Supernatural. I realize not everyone is familiar with it, so I'll do my best to give a quick bio on the featured characters as I go. I hope you all enjoy it, and now it's time to carry on, my wayward viewers. And welcome to you, Aries. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you enjoyed this Halloween show as much as we enjoyed doing it. And I hope you're a Supernatural fan, because you'll get a big kick out of this if you already know what's going on. So we're starting with the Seven of Goblets. We have the Seven of Blades, and that is Miss Ruby. We have the Page of Goblets, our super fan Becky Rosen. The Three of Goblets, talking about, strong bonds. We have the Eight of Goblets, which is Anna Milton. And then we have Judgment, which is the lovely Archangel Michael. So when we're looking at the Seven of Goblets, that's talking about keeping a grounded perspective. When you're faced with a lot of opportunities, they're wonderful, but don't get swept up in the fantasy and get into trouble. So you need to focus on one thing at a time. Choose wisely. Then we have the Seven of Blades with Ruby. And so Ruby is always up to no good. You always know when she is there that she has an ulterior motive, and it's never a good one. It's totally the definition of an ulterior motive. So it represents that sneaky behavior that might be going on around you right now, and some betrayal that might be happening for you. So you need to listen to your instincts. If your gut's telling you something's going on, something is probably going on, okay? So just keep that in mind, Aries. And then we have the Page of Goblets. So lots of emotion here. Just noticing all the goblets that you have. So with our super fan Becky, she represents a dreamer that is fueled by their own curiosity. And she reminds us to dream big, but you have to keep your feet on the ground because you just want to make sure that you don't lose touch with the real world when you're searching for your own thing. And it could be the start of a new close relationship, friendship, a partnership. So she's representing lots of working together, lots of teamwork, and that love of being with other people and the great things that can happen when you collaborate. Oddly enough, then you have the Three of Cups also talking about teamwork and relationships. Very, very strong, the ultimate bond like a friendship or a collaboration, and connecting with your loved ones and making sure that you let them know that you appreciate them, because sometimes they just need to hear it. But when we're looking at the Three of Cups and we're looking at the Three of Goblets and the Page of Goblets, we realize that it is an emotional card. And in this case, we're talking about working with someone else, really getting to know the other person and really going for a like-minded goal. So that's what you are seeing with that Page of Goblets and Three of Goblets. Wondering if perhaps there might be someone who wasn't included. So you have these strong bonds that we're talking about, and this working together, striving together with like-minded people for a like-minded goal. But perhaps that Seven of Blades, perhaps Ruby, with her ulterior motives, she's talking about someone who's not in the loop, someone who's not part of your group. So you might want to be thinking about that. If you have been collaborating in particular, you've been working with someone. So we're talking about if you're not even intimately involved, like friend or partner, friend or lover, but a real partner, like in business, though we have no pentacles here. If you're looking at it from that point of view, or maybe it's something that is personal, but this person's like the interloper, the person who is not involved, not invited, but knows about it. You know what I mean? That person. So I think that's what's happening for you this week, Aries. You have that interloper. You have that person who knows about the activity, wants to be part of this collaboration, but has not been invited. And probably because you already know, not a good idea to have this person involved with things that mean something to you. And that also goes back to your Seven of Goblets, where you're looking at keeping grounded perspective. when you're faced with multiple options. So you're doing things with this person. You're in a collaboration with someone, and that Seven of Goblets is saying that you got to keep your feet on the ground with that. And so keep an eye out for somebody who's not included but knows about what you're doing because they might want to throw a monkey wrench into your works there because they're not included, and they would probably really like to be. Then we have the Eight of Goblets. With the Eight of Goblets, we're looking at Anna Milton, and she was an angel, a soldier in heaven, and she gives up her grace to become human because she is so disappointed and disillusioned with what she does. She doesn't have that drive. Most importantly, she doesn't have faith. She has no faith anymore, and she's lost hope in what her purpose in life, what she was supposed to be doing. She felt she was doing something for the greater good or for the savior of human souls, that kind of thing. And then here she finds out, it's not what it was meant to be. Heaven is not what her duty in heaven is not what she thought it would be. So on that note, she decides she needs to become human. So what the Eight of Goblets is saying in this case is if you're feeling lost, feeling like you've lost hope, you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and remember to keep hope and to have hope. If you keep dreaming, eventually that passion will be regained because you're dreaming and you're talking about it and you're being about it, you're working toward it. That will help to reignite that spark and get your passion going again. That sounds like something that might be happening if you let this person put a damper or put a dark cloud over what you're planning or what you're trying to do. So I think very much they're attached, even though, they are close together. They're Ruby's on top, Anna's below, demon, angel. Lots of talking to you from that point, Aries, because what they're saying is if you don't keep an eye out and pay attention to what's going on around you, basically, be aware of who's around you, what you say with mixed company, because it could end up like this, where you've just lost hope and you've already got that creative spark. You already want to do something, so you don't want to lose it because you weren't paying attention to your surroundings. Then, oddly enough, we have Judgment. And with Judgment, we have that relentless, more or less, relentless and sense of atonement that's going on with the Archangel Michael. He decides he wants to end humanity via apocalypse. But when he comes to his own reckoning, his own awakening, because of some of the things he's done, the people he's come across, not an archangel, but his fellow angel Castiel and the Winchesters, all of these people that he comes into contact convince him that he is going at it about the wrong way. And humanity is here for a reason. He starts to appreciate what his father was trying to do, and then he understands that he should allow humanity to go on, and he actually starts to make some atonement for himself. So along with that, you find that if you really stick to your guns without thinking about the outcome, it's just not realistic. It's not rational, Aries. You have to be able to let the light in, let other people influence you, let other people at least give you their opinion or tell you what they think the outcome of what you're talking about will be. The more, sometimes the more information you have, the more input you have, the better off you are, especially with your ideas, what your drive is, what your goal is. And in his case, aren't we glad he didn't accomplish his goal? So that is what I am seeing for you this week, Aries. Hope you enjoyed your supernatural trick or treat. Have a good Halloween. Happy Halloween!